Välkomna till Se människan-scenen och Svenska kyrkan. Och välkomna till ett samtal med rubriken Irakisk Kristus mellan författaren Hassan Blasim och Erika Hedenström, projektledare på Se människan. Varsågod.
Thank you.
Hassan Blasim, welcome to Se människan.
Tack.
Tack. You are Iraqi filmmaker and writer.
Ja, du är här.
Pardon?
Du är här.
Jag är här, ja. Och du är här. Vilken tur vi har. You have published books on film and a number of short story collections. The Madman of Freedom Square and Irakisk Kristus. And now Irakisk Kristus has been translated into Swedish, with also 4 of the stories from The Madman of Freedom Square. And they've been translated by Jonathan Morén.
Yeah.
In a very good translation it is too. There is one story from your book, The Madman of Freedom Square, that is called Why Don't You Write a Novel Instead of Writing About All These Characters? So then I have to ask you, why short stories?
Yeah, thank you. It's like, it's not nothing, it's just short story. This just title for the short story, because I write many different form. I write poem, I write review about film, I write for the theater now in Finland, and also now I write my first novel, but that question all the time come from the publisher. Many people, they don't know. The publisher, they don't love short stories. They want novel for marketing, selling. But so it's like just I make maybe a little bit joke about them, like why you write short story, why you don't write novel. Of course, short stories is a great form. It's challenge, it's difficult, it's not easy. Novel, maybe it's easy. You have time, you're just talking and talking. But short story is a big challenge for the writer. So it's like a little bit, the title for the story is a little bit joke about the publisher.
What is the point with the short story for you? What does it give you that other forms of writing doesn't give you as writing?
Nothing really special. Like I enjoy every form, like write poem, write film. In the end, for me, it's easy to jump from form to form. The difficult, the project, the difficult how to write film, the difficult how to write short story, the difficult how to write novel. But in the end, all this language, you can play with language. You can make it short story, you can make it poem, you can painting, you can love. It's language, you know. It's like nothing special. Yeah.
Is it possible to say anything about why do you write? Because you were a filmmaker to start with, and then you also became a writer.
Why I am
Why do you write?
It's nothing special. Maybe it's like also like any writer around the world. I start reading a lot when I'm teenager. I love book. I love literature. So when I'm teenager, I decided I want to be a writer. And when I go to study film, it's not about I want to be filmmaker. No, I want to know more about art, you know, to help my writing project. I write because I don't know what I do in my life. Just that's what I know when I'm teenager until now. Yeah.
Your books have been, one of your first short story collection has been banned in some Arabic countries. Why is that, you think?
Why? There is everything banned in Arabic countries. It's like not just my book. You can't talk about Allah, you can't talk about sex, you can't talk about politics. So it's like for them, my short stories, they call me I'm dirty writer.
A dirty writer.
Yeah, I'm dirty writer. So they want something beautiful, and they don't know what the beautiful. Beautiful to be free mind, talk about everything. Like that's, I understand beautiful language when you can talk about everything. When you be free person, free human being, never stop question, never trust anything around you. Must you make more question? In Arabic country, we have for a long time this classic taboo about sex and religion. So I think they don't like my language, they don't like my idea. Also, I try to broken some grammar, because Arabic language for Arabic people through history, it's holy language, because the Quran written in the Arabic. So also when they write literature, they want to keep this holy, beautiful language. For me, I don't know, when you see car bomb in Iraq and people die in the streets, I don't care about holy, beautiful language. I care about people.
Because your stories are graphically violent. There are a lot of trauma and violence in your book. Tack, Anna-Karin.
Yeah.
And when I started to read it,
Yeah.
I was so excited when I first started to read it. I thought, this is really genuine, this is art. And I called my best friend and I said, you have to buy this book and you have to read it.
Yeah.
And then I read more, and I had to call her up again, and I said, before you buy it and before you read it, beware, because this is so sad. This might be the saddest book that I ever wrote.
Yeah.
And I felt like every cell of my body was heavy with sadness when I read your book the first time. Because the things that happens to the people in your stories are very sad. But then I asked you about your readers in Iraq.
Yeah.
Do they read it the same way that I did?
For Iraqi people, this story is not there. Every day they're living with the car bomb, with the violent, with the death people. When we live in the peace here in the West, in the Europe, for us, like, this tragedy, it's so sad. But for Iraqi people, they live with that, like, every day. For them, my story, nothing. Every Iraqi people, they have 10 terrible stories about car bomb, about kidnapping, about violence. So when they read it, I think they're interesting more, like many young people, interesting about my rights, like art, like literature, how I tell the story, but not about the theme, about the violent, because they live inside this violent, you know? Yeah, but in the end, it's not a really sad story, because I use a lot of black humor also, you know? The humor, it's hope also, like, yeah.
And I can tell you, I reread it.
Yeah.
And the second time I read it, I didn't feel that compact sadness. And I think one thing is that I thought that when your books are reviewed, they're often described as absurd or fantastic, absurd writing, description of reality. But I thought maybe this is not absurd at all. Maybe this is realism.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know, because okay.
Is this the only? Is this the reality that is absurd?
It's what reality, what dream, what the line between reality and surrealism. Like when we sleep, we dream. Did the dream real? Reality is part from reality. It's real because part from you. I don't care about like my style, surrealism. Did this real story or not? I sit and write, and the form inside me is natural. Is coming. I don't have plan to. Let's write fantasy, surrealism. I just keep writing. I really don't interesting about. They call my story is like what the magical realism. I say no, it's not magical realism. It's nightmare realism. It's like really don't care about this surrealism, magical. I just keep writing. That's it. And the violent and many things happening around the world because I write about refugee. So interesting about world and try to play with language, try to be good writer, take care about, because they ask him, why Hassan you write about dead people all the time? I say, I think dead people, they have right to tell them story. Because media make people number, like 50 people die in the car bomb, 50 people, 50 life, they have story and they have right to tell them story, so somebody must do it. I care about that when I'm writing, not like surrealism or magical. Yeah.
I asked you to read to us because we want to hear your text in Arabic, the way it was written.
Yes.
And this story, one of my favorites, it's a dog living in Finland.
He's a refugee from Spain.
He's a refugee from Spain, and he writes or talks like an inward monologue, or maybe he writes actually a letter to a friend that I think still lives in Spain. And he talks about us human beings to his friend.
Yeah. Okay, I start to, or you?
You start.
Yeah. يمكن للبشر أن يضعوا أي كلمة إلى جانب كلمة الحياة، كلمات من تلك التي تقال باختصار ينم عن كسل ذهني، وهكذا هم يحبون ويغنون ويؤلفون الكتب ويموتون وهم سجناء مجازاتهم منذ أقدم العصور. يكررون الأغنية القديمة نفسها. الحياة رحلة، الحياة سلم، طاحونة، سفينة، حديقة، مقبرة. الحياة كتاب، الحياة مجرة، الحياة قفص، أرق، صليب، دخان. الحياة نهر، محيط، جزيرة. الحياة وادي، الحياة جبل، الحياة مستشفى، سرير، مرض. الحياة رحم، الحياة أسطوانة، الحياة حفرة، مصيدة. الحياة خندق، الحياة قاموس، الحياة إنجيل، الحياة قصيدة. الحياة ملهاة، لوحة، موسيقى. الحياة حلم، الحياة أرجوحة، الحياة مشنقة. ليس هناك من كلمة لا تصلح لمرافقة كلمة الحياة. الحياة خرى، الحياة إسهال، الحياة شجرة، الحياة كابوس، الحياة سجن، الحياة سينما. لا توجد كلمة مهما كان شكلها أو معناها لا يمكنها أن ترافق كلمة الحياة من دون أن تعني فكرة ما أو من دون أن تقول إلى جوهر الحياة.
Människor kan ta vilket ord som helst och fylla ut en mening som börjar med livet. Korta fraser som tyder på intellektuell slöhet. Det är på det viset de älskar och sjunger och skriver böcker och dör, fångna i sina metaforer sedan urminnes tider. De sjunger samma gamla visa om och om igen. Livet är en resa, livet är en trappa, en kvarn, ett skepp, en trädgård, en gravplats. Livet är en bok, livet är en galax, livet är en bur, livet är sömnlöshet, livet är ett kors, livet är rök. Livet är en flod, en ocean, en ö. Livet är en dal, livet är ett berg. Livet är ett sjukhus, en sjuksäng, en sjukdom. Livet är en livmoder, livet är en grammofonskiva. Livet är en grop, en fälla, en skyttegrav. Livet är en ordbok, livet är ett evangelium, livet är en dikt. Livet är en komedi, livet är en tavla, livet är musik. Livet är en dröm, livet är klåda. Livet är en gunga, livet är en galge. Det finns inte ett ord som inte går bra att sätta ihop med ordet livet. Livet är skit, livet är diarré, livet är ett träd. Livet är en mardröm, livet är ett fängelse, livet är en biograf. Det finns inte ett ord, hur det än ser ut och vad det än betyder, som man inte kan para ihop med ordet livet utan att det för den skull betyder något.
Thank you.
Talking about life,
Yeah.
I had actually picked out another passage from your book, but that was from the earlier book, The Madman on Freedom Square, so you didn't have it with you in Arabic.
Yeah, that's better you read it now.
And the passage that I picked up, we save some time if I just tell it about it, is two men in a forest on the border to Hungary. And they have paid to be smuggled over the border. And the people that smuggles them or leave them, take their money, and they leave them in the woods, in the forest. And with them, they carry with them the body of a dead man or a sick man. He's sick, he's not dead yet.
Yeah.
And when they woke up, they've been abandoned. The smugglers took their money and went away. And the things that happened to them are horrendous. This is one of the sad stories.
It's not sad about reality. What happened people now, they crossed the border from refugee from Syria. So must we think about that? It's not just talking in the literature. Because if we have white passport, that's mean if we are from West, if we are European, we can cross all the border. We can go to Africa hunting, killing lion. We can have sex tourists in the Africa. We can send our weapon. This moral question, why we can cross all the border around the world and why these people suffering when they come here? Give them visa. Just give visa for people come here. Like you human being, you can go in any country. Why? Who make us in Europe like God? We can cross all the border, but other people must suffering, must die in the border. After we wait one picture about kids to make it icon for the tragedy, and we sit in the TV and in the newspaper talking, do we help people or not? That's no question. Of course we help people. You don't need it asking like 2 years, do we help refugee or not? First, you are against international law, must you help refugee? And this against also human being, the moral question. Of course must we, it's terrible in the border. I crossed this border myself, 4 years. I walking from Iran to Turkey, from Turkey to Bulgaria. You don't see in the forest the Bulgarian soldier or Hungarian soldier. When they catch people in the forest in the night, they torture people. They do terrible things with this refugee because there is no camera. But now the camera goes in the border and the media. But what camera do? Still the Hungarian refugee hit the refugee in the border. This is crime. This is against law. Must we charge Hungary, you know? This is against human being. It's terrible what happened. Must we think more, please? Must we open the border?
Yeah. Because you did this journey yourself.
Yeah.
You live in exile now in Finland, and you left Iraq. And a few years ago, you made this the passage that we see the people do. Now we have the images. Now everyone here is talking about the refugees on the Hungarian border. But you made that journey yourself.
It take me 4 years to walking. All the time, people they ask me, how you arrived to Finland? I say I walking from Baghdad to Helsinki. I needed 4 years. That's it's terrible, it's tragedy. I see how the border is difficult. It's a big shock for me because it's like when I go to New York, for example, they invite me like I'm Iraqi writer. I talk about border now. They do so difficult with me. I have invitation. I have big publisher, Penguin in America. They stop me in airport like they behave with me like I am criminal. And I have invitation, and I am writer. I come with my book. I say to them in America, you go to Iraq without invitation, without visa, and kill people, and back to your home, and don't say sorry. And I am writer. I can't come normal human being. That's about border. That's through history what the West do with the poor country. They want to keep Middle East gas station for Europe. And we talk about free society, equal, human right. Must we ask this question again and again to understand?
What do you want the European countries to do? Now this is on everyone's lips, and we have all these pictures. We relate to these pictures of the refugees in need. What do you want the European countries to do?
Europe people, they are best education people in the world. So when you have best education in the world, what does make you? Must you make you best human being? Yeah, that's what I understand, because education is knowledge. It's keep your mind open, you have imagination. So best education people, must they be best human being, not best professional. We don't need just best doctor, best soldier, best engineer in competition, this capitalism. We needed best human being to be love with other people, to share things. Through history, we help people like who make Europe Europe? Europe because open mind, they got to the idea through history, from Arabic country, from Greek, from Andalus and Spain. That's what makes Europe strong. Europe in this moment is weird moment. They want close. They want, okay, we win. We have best life here, and we don't care about the world. I mean, I give one example about literature. How many books we translate from Arabic literature? We don't need to understand the Arabic country through literature, through art. We want to understand the Arabic country when we make interview with some crazy guy with a beard and shouting, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. In the West, we needed to keep this picture because we destroyed this country and we needed to keep it. Why we don't understand ISIS through literature, for example? It's a great way. Read novel about ISIS. ISIS, they don't come from the Mars. You can understand. You know, in the Europe, if you want to understand anything around the world, you have just two ways. Your media and your party, like left or right, and your media telling, ISIS coming to Syria, that's it. You are best education people in the world. Search more, read literature, understand these people. I be every month in different festival around Europe. They call it International Literature Festival. 90% European writer. What international? Europe, we think we are the world. Where's the writer from Nigeria? Where's the writer from Bangladesh, from Indonesia, from all this country? Like, we created this, our symbol, our literature, our music, our art, and that's it. Europe needed more open, like what we respect from Europe, like great people, great education, free society, must open more, go one step, not back to the fascist. And that's so sad for Europe.
Thank you, Hassan Blasim.
Yeah. Thank you.
One last question.
Okay.
Do you miss home?
That's also a weird question. Of course I miss home. I miss Finland. I live 10 years in Finland. When I come here, I miss Finland. Human being miss it's our place, our home, our earth. I miss Iraq, I miss Finland, I miss any country. I back just from Iceland. Now I miss Iceland.
But do you think you will be able to go home and live in Iraq? Would it be possible in the future?
I can't go there. I won't go there. I won't fight. I won't fight what? About the culture. But I can't be free. I can't talk. I'm scary about my life. I can't back. Because if they sit in the, make interview on the TV, let me write, ask, what problem in Iraq? What problem in religion? Just with the symbol, must we talk? But there is limited. They critic now. They critic religion in Iraq. They critic politician. But for me, I don't want to do circle about the problem. I want to say this problem, and it's so difficult in Iraq. I can't.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hassan.
Thank you. Thank you.
Tack Hassan och tack Erika.